oh, don't eat like 200, 300 grams of carbohydrates a day.
Mm-hmm.
Even most doctors will tell you that. But if you go to a dietitian, so if as a new type 1 diabetic, you get forwarded to a dietitian and he or she will tell you that you still can eat pasta, bread, and all those things.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
Exactly. It's like
Wow.
if you go 1 century back when we didn't have exogenous insulin, the only way to deal with all of this, since you don't have insulin in your body, is to eat as little as possible, to go on a starvation diet, but especially to exclude carbohydrates, because they will immediately raise your blood glucose levels. So we seem to have forgotten all of this.
Yeah.
And back then, people could extend their lives without insulin like this, at least. And of course, now that we have insulin, we don't need starvation diets anymore. But we've gone all the way to the other side, going for more and more carbohydrates, because in the 50s, 60s, also the idea arrived that things like fats and saturated fats especially are not so healthy for your heart health especially. And heart health is already an issue when you have type 1 diabetes or any type of diabetes, because personally I think, well, no, I don't just think, it is factually true that a high elevated blood glucose levels is even more damaging, of course, for your heart health.
Yeah.
But focus, went more on the fats and cholesterol and that sort of things. So gradually we started recommending eating more carbohydrates and using the exogenous insulin for that to compensate for it. But it's extremely difficult to, as I explained, to match the insulin with your food consumption. And then I'm not even talking about all those external factors, the stress, even the temperature of the environment.
Wow.
All those things, how fast your digestion is working. If your stomach is upset, you might want to wait with injecting insulin, for example, all those things. And I think it's estimated like there are maybe even 100 factors that are at play.
Wow.
You can invent anything. Anyway, the way to go is to reduce the quantities. So the law of small numbers, as Dr. Bernstein calls it. Actually, that's nice to show. This book over here, that was my gateway to low-carb dieting, to get my diabetes under control. And what Dr. Bernstein is saying is reduce the amount of glucose, reduce the amount of insulin, go more towards proteins and fats for your energy and building blocks. Use slower insulin because proteins get digested more slowly. So the insulin that you need becomes more of a smooth hill and not a high peak.